So today I got a call from your principal, and they asked me if I had a chance to look over, sign, and return your progress report. Oh, I forgot. Well, I told them, I would love to, but I didn't know that you got one. So, I'm assuming since you forgot, it's probably because you got bad grades or something. You can't remember what you got? Alright, well, I'm gonna need to see that immediately. So go ahead and go get it. You better find it now. I brought my clipboard too, so that we can really discuss this. Alright, let's see. Okay. So it looks like 1, 2, 3 classes you're not doing that good in at all. You're feeling. Do we have notes? Okay, we do. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Do you have any reason you want to say before I look through the notes as to why you would be feeling these classes? Because it's just stuff you didn't turn in. Okay, and why would you not have turned it in? Okay, I'm waiting for a valid excuse. Okay, well, let's start with, what's this? Algebra. We have 0% on an assignment, and the notes say not completed, and here's what's not completed. 1 test that you never scheduled to make up. Why'd you not schedule to make up that test? Which one was it? Why'd you even not miss the first one? The first test. You missed the first test. Okay. And then it says 2 homework projects. All questions on chapters 3 through 7. Where are these homework projects at? Never did them. Why? You didn't understand? Well, if you didn't understand them, you have to either ask the teacher or you can ask me, because I'm not that good at algebra, but I know a lot of websites that are really good at any algebra. And I'm not saying that we're just going to get the answers. Don't think that. It actually shows you how to break down the question and figure out what you need to do, and it'll explain things to you. A lot of these websites I personally think are even better than what any teacher can do in school, because you can see it written out. And I know a lot of times, like me, you're a visual learner, and so you like to see it many times over and over, and then you'll get it. So we'll look those up. You're gonna find those. Do you have them? Stop saying you have to look for things. Do we need to get you folders? Don't you have individual folders to just keep everything in one spot? Okay, well, tomorrow I'm gonna go and buy you something that you need to keep everything together, and then I'll buy individual ones that we're gonna put in all your assignments that are not completed, so that we can keep them separate from the rest and get those done. Okay, I think that's it for algebra. And your score in algebra is a 67. And they said you need to have at least a 74 to get a passing grade. So I think with, do you know how many points those were worth? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think with those 3 projects, if you turn in those 2 homework and the test. The test is going to be a big deal because you got a 0% on that exam, and that counts towards a lot of points. It's a test. So I think if you get those turned in, remake up the test, then we can get you at least at hopefully a 71-ish, possibly more. Okay? Right now, to 67, and you need it to be 74. Okay, next, I'm going to put this one to the side. Okay, let's see. We have English. You got a 60% in right now. And that is because you have... What? You had a project that everyone got zeros on. This says 5 students cheated, all zeros. You're cheating? Why are you cheating? This is unacceptable. This is in English. You usually do well in English. Did you not understand the assignment? Okay, so then if you weren't sure on what the exact meaning of the topic was, why didn't you ask? Since when have you ever just not really been responsible? This is new for you. Usually, and the way that I like to see you and want to see you, is being responsible, asking questions when you don't know what you're supposed to do, and making sure that your work is done. That's all that's required of you right now, is just go to school and get good grades, not 60, 67, 42. 42 in world history? Okay, anyway, let's keep going and then we'll talk after. So, English, you got 0 for that. Can you make up the project? You didn't ask. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna write an email with an apology letter for cheating. And you're going to send that to your teacher. And you're going to ask if there's any way that you can either do the project again or if you can have some type of extra credit. What if she says no? I don't care if she says no. I care that you ask. I care that you make an attempt to fix things. It's not really about the grade. It's about your characteristics and your traits that I'm trying to instill in you and make you continue to be responsible that you're not being right now. Okay. So let's see. You're going to email the teacher with that apology. Let's go to world history because what? Get this paper out of here. I'm just very surprised. I can't believe it. Okay. World history, you have a 42. Let's see. Not completed assignments. And there's 2 of them. 2. The first not completed assignment is a world map using anything but typical materials. What? You didn't do this? Do you know how fun that sounds? You missed out. Why would you not do that? You didn't feel creative? Do you know who you're talking to? Unbelievable. Okay. And the next one is research project on one of the constitutional rights. All you gotta do is look them up on Google. Pick one. You got a few to choose from. They're very easy to read. And you just do some research on that. You just Google that exact one. If you want the first one, the second, the third, the fourth, any of them. Pick it. You can go to Google. How hard is that? How hard? You were sick. When? You haven't been sick. You're not gonna gaslight me. You have not been sick once. Especially not for a research project, because I would have known, like, maybe if it was like a one-day thing where you were at school and like you were throwing up, which I would have thought you would have told me about. But that was one day. This is a research project, typically not one-day assignments, and I would have seen you over the span of this being sick. Didn't see that. Anyway, so what do we have here? We have a 42 and we need you to have a 72. So we gotta get you your 30 points. 30 points. Okay. So what we're gonna do for history, and I'm making these notes, and I want all of this done tonight. The things that I'm telling you to do right now, and then we're gonna go back over it and make sure you understand what you're supposed to do. First thing, that world map using anything but typical things. I have 100 ideas right off the top of my head. So, email tonight. You're gonna email that teacher, ask if you can either make it up, even say you'll make a bigger scale size one than you're supposed to. I don't care. Ask. Or extra credit, again, because tell them you really would like to bring your grade up and you are super determined to do so. And I'm going to write determined on here. And then next, for the research project on the constitutional rights, email. So in your first email, and I'm going to draw an arrow for you. In your first email, I want you to also correlate this missing constitutional rights part, and you're going to ask if that can be made up as well. How long's it been since that one was due? A week ago? Okay, so that was right before this progress report came. Good job missing the last thing that contributes to your grade. Okay, so let's go back over what we need to do, and then I'm going to ask you something. In history, so we got to come up 30 points. English was also going to be a 74, so you need to come up 14 points, and then you have to come up 7 points only for algebra. That's going to be the easiest one right now, so I want you to focus on that one specifically. And it looks like we have the test to make up and those 2 homework projects, all the questions on chapters 3 through 7. So what I want you to do tonight, I want you to start working on those, okay? After we talk, I'm gonna give you a link to a website, and I want you to at least start to attempt the problems on chapter 3, okay? If you need help, I'll gladly help. I'll check on you, and if you need help, I can easily help you solve it. I promise. We can get that done pretty quickly, because if you turn it in, or after you email the teacher tonight and you let them know that you want to make it up and that you want to bring your grade up, tomorrow we might be able to go in there at least with chapter 3 questions, and you can show them that you're actually trying to do it, okay? So we're going to try to do chapter 3 questions tonight. Probably you need to eat first, maybe take a shower, because I know that you can get a little bit like irritated and a little bit more short like tempered, which is fine. I'm the same way most people are, but I don't want you to get frustrated doing something, especially if you already don't understand it. But I do need you to make an effort on this now that I've just found out about it. Been slacking off long enough. And then tomorrow I'm going to need you to find a date to make that test up. No joke. and I need it in writing. And then I need to see the date of when you're doing that test so that we can practice those questions and the type of material that's going to be on there together so that you feel confident and you don't feel nervous about having to do the test. Okay, and then for English, tonight you're emailing that teacher about the apology for cheating. I don't care if you said he, she, they, and everybody else cheated. I don't care. You're not a cheater, and that's not the trait that I really want you to have or carry at all. Not in school, not anywhere, not in the mall, not in a relationship, not in a game, not in sports, nowhere. Okay? I don't care if it's freaking dice and it's literally throwing dice on the street. You're not a cheater. So, let's email that teacher, email the algebra teacher, and then for world history, again, email that teacher, and you need to ask for makeup for the world map using different materials. Tell them you'll do anything, make it bigger size, make it anything, I don't know, or extra credit. Tell them if it's too late and you can't do the assignment anymore, is there any other assignment that you can offer for extra credit? And then research project on the constitutional rights. We're going to ask about that as well, if you can make it up. But in the meantime, before you start your algebra, I want you to look at the list of the constitutional rights, and I want you to pick one that you would do research on, and then I'm going to ask you why, so you can tell me why that one. Just so I can make sure you're not just picking it just to say you picked something and you're lying. Okay? So that's your task for right now. We're going to get this taken care of. With that being said, I definitely think you have a lot of potential to raise your grade up quite a bit. I think that those missing assignments or extra credit will be very helpful for most of them. Algebra is going to be the easiest to get up right now, so I think we need to focus mostly on that, and then we'll focus on another one, okay? We don't need to focus on all three, hit them like crazy, oh my god, right off the bat to bring them up. We're just going to take it kind of easy, work on one like a snowball effect, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so before I let you go and start working on these things that we need to take care of, I just want to ask you something, because typically a lot of times when grades start slacking off quite significantly, like kind of like how yours look right now, there is oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes an underlying issue, and that is coming out in the grades because it's making it more difficult to focus, or lack of caring, no motivation, etc. So I just want to ask you if there's anything else going on that you might want to tell me about, completely judge free. You know, you can always tell me anything. So I just want to make sure that it's not like something of a depression or anxiety. Something happens, like when people go through something that traumatizes them, sometimes it does not reflect in their personality, but it can be in their grades if they're in school, or their work if they have a job. So it could be something like that, could be something like an addiction. I hope not, but definitely is in the realm of possibilities. It always is. So is any of those things, you're having any relationship issues with anyone? No? Okay. No problems with any like close people in your life? Everyone's okay? Okay, I just want to double check and make sure that there's nothing specifically that you can pinpoint that is disrupting your life anywhere, whether it's physically or emotionally, that could be causing the slacking in the grades. So you sure there's not? Okay. And you would tell me, do you feel like you feel safe to tell me? Okay, good. I'm glad to know that. And like I said, I want you to make this effort. It's not really so much about the grades. I'm not really mad about the grades. It's more so because I want you to want better for yourself. Because you know that you can do better, just in the fact of it's one thing if you're trying your best and you're failing the test because you truly don't understand the material. But I cannot accept you just not turning stuff in and just getting zeros because you didn't even try to complete it, okay? We're not going to instill that trait in you. We want better for you. So that's it. So I want you to start working on the things I said. Take the note. I wrote down everything we need to start working on tonight. And that's what I want you to put your focus on after you get something to eat and take a shower if you want, okay? Perfect. Thank you.